If you're someone who struggles with constant distraction like social media and feel like it's keeping you from reaching your full potential, then watch me for next few minutes as I'm going to uncover how the top 1% have mastered focus by avoiding the traps most people fall into so you can learn to do the same. Hi, I'm Nadeem, and in this channel we talk about personal growth and self-improvement related stuff. And today is going to be the last part of the video series reviewing the book Deep Work by Cal Newport. So in the last videos, we had talked about the introduction part, also discussed the first three chapters and the first rule of deep work. And in today's video, we will cover the remaining three rules, which are embrace boredom, quit social media, and lastly, drain the shallows. So getting on to the second rule of deep work, which is embrace boredom. In this chapter, Carl Newport highlights how the constant access to distraction like internet and smartphones rewires the brain, making it difficult to focus and work deeply. He references a research revealing that there are two types of people: people who constantly multitask and people who rarely do. The people who multitask all the time can't filter irrelevant information, struggle to manage working memory, and get distracted easily. The main thing the researcher admits is that the people who don't get easily distracted, when they want to focus on something, they just turn off everything and they are laser focused. But the multitaskers, the easily distracted ones, have developed the habits of mind which makes it impossible for them to be laser focused. Example, when these type of people try to study or work, then just after a few minutes of working, they have a thought in their mind that they should have a look at their phone, whether it's checking their inbox or Snapchat or whatever, and they end up doing so. And with this behavior, they become what the author calls as mental wrecks. It becomes impossible for them to work deeply and produce something valuable, which ultimately decreases the odds of them thriving in their career. Now, to solve this problem, there is already a popular suggestion: the Internet Sabbath, sometimes also called as the digital detox. In its basic form, the ritual asks you to put aside time, typically one day a week, where you refrain from network technology. But Carl argues by saying that if you eat healthy once a week, you are less likely to lose weight. Similarly, if you spend one day a week avoiding these distractions, you are less likely to diminish your brain's craving for these stimuli. So instead of scheduling occasional breaks from distraction, you should schedule occasional breaks from focus to give it to distraction. So schedule in advance when you will use the internet and avoid it altogether outside these scheduled time blocks. For example, I'll study for 4 hours or work for 4 hours continuously, and after that I'll use internet for half an hour. And outside these scheduled time blocks, you have to completely avoid the unnecessary use of your phone. So by segregating your internet use, you are actually minimizing the amount of time you stay in a distracted mental state. And by doing so, your attention selecting muscles strengthen. Therefore, by doing this regularly, you improve your ability to focus and concentrate. So the key lesson is that to embrace deep work, you must rewire your brain to resist distractions by training it to focus consistently. Schedule time for distractions, not for focus, and embrace boredom as a tool to strengthen concentration. Now getting on to the third rule, which is quit social media. In this chapter, Carl Newport highlights the widespread addiction to social media, particularly platforms like Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, etc., to which he refers as network tools. He explores the reasons people commonly give for using these platforms, such as using it for entertainment purposes, using it to keep up with what's going on in the world, and using it to stay connected with friends. While these reasons may offer minor benefits, Carl argues that these are not enough to justify the negative impact of social media on one's focus and productivity. He calls this the any-benefit mindset, where the users justify their actions based on a single perceived benefit while ignoring the numerous downsides. To counter this, Carl Newport introduces the craftsman approach to tool selection. This method requires the individuals to identify the key factors that contribute to their success in both professional and personal lives. You then adopt tools only if they have a significantly positive impact on these factors while minimizing the negative impact. The steps in this approach are: identify your high level goals in both personal and professional lives. List 2 to 3 important activities that help you achieve these goals. Assess whether the social media tools you use genuinely support these activities and contribute to your success. If not, discard them. After this, there is another important topic from this chapter, which is quit social media. In this, Carl Newport advises you taking a 30-day break from social media without announcing it. And after the 30-day break, ask yourself these two questions. Would the last 30 days have been better if I had used the service? Did people care that I wasn't using this service? If the answer to both questions is yes, then you should continue to use the service. But if the answer to both questions is no, or even just the first one is no, then you should avoid the service. This strategy picks specifically on social media because among the different network tools that claim your time and attention, these services, if used without limit, can be particularly devastating to your quest to deep work. So the key lesson here is that social media, while offering minor benefits, can severely harm your ability to focus and achieve meaningful work. Use tools that enhance your goals, not distract you from them. Now talking about last rule of deep work, which is drain the shallows. To be honest, I found this chapter to be less relevant to my current career stage, as it seems more applicable to someone working in a traditional office setting where managing emails and other administrative tasks is a bigger concern. However, it still carries an important message, which is about minimizing the time spent on shallow non-essential tasks like emails, meetings, or administrative work that doesn't contribute much to producing meaningful work. Carl emphasizes that shallow work, while sometimes necessary, should be limited and managed as it distracts you from deep work, which is what drives the real value and progress. He provides strategies for identifying shallow work and reducing the time spent on them, encouraging a more thoughtful and disciplined approach to managing one's workday. Therefore, the key lesson is that limit the time spent on shallow tasks to free up more time for deep, meaningful work. That has a significant impact on your professional success. And that wraps up our series on the book Deep Work by Carl Newport. And now it's time for my personal review. I personally loved this book, and it's a must read if you are into non-fiction self-help books. It gives you a kind of like blueprint for understanding why successful people stand out from the average. It identifies the habits that separate the two, and after pointing out the problem, it not only provides the solution but also a step-by-step guide on how to execute it, leading you to mastering focus, time management, and productivity. And after mastering these foundational skills, you can excel in any field of your choice. So I highly recommend you buying a copy of this amazing book for yourself. The link will be given in the description below. And that's it for today. Thanks for watching.